Fans of RPGs are always looking for games where choices really matter. For years, Obsidian has been at the forefront of experimenting with player choice, with ambitious projects like Alpha Protocol and Fallout New Vegas both filled with fascinating ideas but rushed execution. With their new Tyranny, Obsidian is going all in on player choice. Two things make Tyranny super well suited for this kind of role-playing. 1. It's based on the Pillars of Eternity engine, and 2. You play as a villain. The Pillars engine was an intentional throwback to 1990s RPGs like Baldur's Gate, and it gives Tyranny a couple advantages. First, it's built around text. Tyranny is a video game for people who like to read, and the potential amount of text gives the game's writers and designers the space to add in-depth options, like spending an hour exhausting every single choice in a party member's dialogue. The Pillars engine is also good in that it doesn't get Obsidian hung up on trying to have a cutting-edge RPG. This is a deliberate throwback with party-based real-time combat that has intricate tactics and magic systems. Tyranny takes advantage of improvements to the Pillars engine as well, particularly with some pretty awesome-looking and playing combo moves between your characters. But it's also a game that knows exactly what it is, and doesn't try to be the new Mass Effect or Elder Scrolls. This all combines with the premise of Tyranny to create a world perfect for making tough choices. That premise is this: the bad guy in a fantasy world has won. The Overlord Kairos has taken over the world, with the last region to fall to his armies being the location of the game, called the Tiers. You play an important representative of Kairos, who had an essential role in the conquest of the Tiers. Exactly what that role was is defined at the start of the game, where after you create your character, you go into a conquest mode, where you make the choices deciding how the Overlord's forces took over. So here's the setup when the game starts. A small force has rebelled against Kairos, taking a fort in a valley in the Tiers. The Overlord's two main forces in the area, the mob-like Scarlet Chorus and the cruel elite unit called the Disfavored, both try to put down the rebellion, but they can't coordinate. Kairos sends your character to force and into the rebellion, or everyone in the valley dies. This is where your choices come in. What you decided to do in the conquest? That was largely decisions about whether to support the Disfavored or the Scarlet Chorus, and they respond to those choices. This is done not just via the units themselves, but also with your party members, who come from those factions. They have their own personal motives as well as factional loyalty and histories with one another. For example, Verse, the Scarlet Chorus companion, and Barrick, the Disfavored party member, both know each other. But in order to find out how, and what it means, you have to build loyalty with both of them. And doing this affects your character's special combat skills as well. Will this complicated set of loyalties, friendships, rivalries, and betrayals work throughout Tyranny? I only played a few hours at the start, but it seemed incredibly sure-footed in its balance of worldwide factional politics and character relationships. We'll find out whether it succeeds when Tyranny releases on November 10th. For more on Tyranny, stick with IGN.